Hello and welcome to the deck of the week. Actually, probably the deck of the month, although we'll do a different deck every week, but it'll be for a different game. So we're doing Lorcana today. We're talking about the Amber Steel Cinderella deck. This is a deck that I've been playing a whole bunch over the last month. I really like it. It's pretty consistent. I've made some changes here and there to it. I've gone back to my original list. I've pulled it apart, and we're going to be talking about one of my original kind of lists for it today. So during play testing, the plan was to play about 100 games in total with this. 40 to 50 with the deck unaltered, playing against the other kind of decks that are the top decks in the format at the time, making some changes, trying it again, and then reassessing how those changes went. So my original list, which has a whole bunch of singers in it and a whole bunch of songs. I think it was roughly about a third songs. I'm not going to count them right now, but it's about a third songs and about a third characters. So as far as the characters go that kind of really stand out, it is the singers that really stand out. So there is the Cinderella singer, so the 1 ink Cinderella, she is a 1/2 and she has singer 3. It's really nice to play her turn 1 and to be able to sing songs that cost up to 3 turn 2. That would be like your Let the Storm Rage On, Strength of Raging Fire, even 0 to Hero, which costs 2, is nice to be able to sing on turn 2. The other singers which are also standouts are the Queen. So you play the Little Queen first for 1, and then turn 2 you can shift the Big Queen onto the Little Queen, which means since you can use her the first turn that she's shifted, because she's been out already, you can sing songs that cost 5 as of turn 2. So like A Whole New World, Grab Your Sword, feels really nice to sing those on turn 2. The other singer in the deck is Ariel. Ariel comes out on turn 3, assuming you have her in your hand, and she is singer 5, which means she can sing those songs as well. She also does have a nice ability, which I kept forgetting when I was first playing the deck, but it's really important to remember. When she comes into play, you get to look at the top 4 cards of your deck, and you get to put a song from there into your hand. So she helps find you more songs, which is kind of the name of the deck. So getting more songs is always good. The songs that really stand out in the deck, or at least in this kind of build of it, is Let the Storm Rage On. That does 2 damage to a chosen character. There's a decent amount of characters that only have 2 willpower. It also draws you a card, which is nice. The only downside is it's uninkable, but that has not bothered me yet. Strength of Raging Fire is also a nice one. It deals damage to a character equal to the number of characters you have in play, which you can get a lot of characters to play with this deck. Grab Your Sword. Grab Your Sword is an awesome song. Deals 2 damage to all opposing creatures, characters. And there's a lot of characters, like I said, especially in like the more aggro style decks that only have like 1 or 2 willpower. So you can get rid of a lot of them with Grab Your Sword. Sing that with Ariel, you can get rid of most of them. And then if you happen to play the Tinkerbell next, it tends to clean up the rest of the board. Whole New World is the last one that I really like that, and I guess that's one of the last ones in this deck list here. But it is discard your hand, both of you and your opponent discard your hands and draw 7 cards. Gets you a whole new set of cards, which is what most people will see as the benefit. However, it also gets rid of your opponent's hand. So if they've been digging for stuff, sculpting their hand, adding lots of cards to their hand, it gets rid of all of that, which is great. I was playing a number of times against Ruby. There was a bunch of Be Prepareds, and the amount of times that I would get Josh to discard like 2 or 3 Be Prepareds all in one go, I felt real safe after that. So Josh was my opponent for all the games, which was great because it meant there was a consistent opponent. The first deck we played against was the Amethyst Ruby Bounce deck, so the Merlin Mim. My record against it was 5-5, so 50-50, which is pretty good for most decks. This, the way that it kind of played against this deck is it was really nice to be able to A Whole New World away his hand, get rid of those, like I said, those Be Prepareds. Once you get rid of them, feel much safer. The other kind of stands out that was really good. I found Tinkerbell good against this one, simply because when the Arthur comes out, or when all those cards that come out that have the bounce effects, trying to get rid of them is important, and the Grab Your Sword and Tinkerbell together do tend to do enough damage to, like I said, clear up at least most of the field. I thought against this deck, since this is kind of like a race, I wanted a little bit more of an aggressive strategy in it, or potentially to bring things back from the discard pile when I do get hit with Be Prepared. So I was debating Hades, Lord of the Underworld, or Lilo. We'll see when we do some playtesting which ones actually get added in. Second deck that I played against was the Amber Emerald discard deck. I know recently it has changed up from Amber to Steel, but when we originally playtesting this, the Amber Emerald was the way that this deck was built. This was very one-sided. I won all 10 games, so there's really no adjustments I see having to make against the deck with all 10 wins. Ruby Sapphire Popsicle. Ruby Sapphire Popsicle. There's a whole phrase that just sounds weird when you say it out loud. This was a 50-50 win for me as well. It was a much harder game to play, I found, than against Bounce. A lot more kind of thinking and getting super frustrated, especially since I was Be Prepared at a bunch, or like the later Tremaines would come out and make me sacrifice stuff. In the end, as I said, it was a 50-50 win for me. There are a couple of things that I wanted to fix up specifically against this deck. I really did want to see more Cinderella Knights in Training and a little bit more Cinderella Stout-Hearted. And those were kind of the things that I would want to see more of. So upping the big Cinderella to 4, and adding some more of the Stout-Hearted. Oh, no, that is the Stout-Hearted. Adding some more of the Knight in Training ones. Next one I played against was the Arthur Amber Amethyst aggro deck. So this is just a lot of tiny little creatures. The general strategy for this deck is it doesn't care how many of its characters die, because it's just continuing to put out more and more characters and just turn them all sideways each turn. I thought this would be pretty one-sided in my favor too, especially with the Grab Your Swords to be able to just destroy everything. However, it wasn't. I still won 6 out of 10 games, so it was a 6-4 win-loss ratio. Against this match, again, some more of the Cinderellas I was thinking would be good, but the Tinkerbells felt pretty good. Same with the Grab Your Swords. Last one to play test against would be the Mirror Match, which I have not play tested against yet. Going to make some changes to this deck. I've got some changes in mind, so make sure you come back and check out our blog here about the changes that we make. If you've played Cinderella Singer, or if you've played against it and have any thoughts on how awesome it is, what your favorite song is, make sure you comment on the deck blog, and we will see you again soon for more Lorcana stuff.